Hello guys, welcome to Amazon TV. I hope you are okay. So guys, today Jacinta and her husband visited Ungizwe after what happened. We all know what happened to Ungizwe, umuzi wakhe ushiswa. So Jacinta and her husband decided to go there, and I'm very proud. I must say, I'm very proud of Ama Patriots. I'm very proud of people of KZN. I'm very proud of people of South Africa. I'm very proud with people of Mbumbulu because I saw even a king of that area, of that village, stood up and they went to Ngizwe's house to sympathize, to cry with Ungizwe. I'm so proud of you, Mzansi. And I believe ukuthi people who are not patriotic, vele, they will be against Ungizwe. Why? Because he is fighting for the country, which some of us are really confused. We don't know the kind of person dislike i-country yakhe, because umuntu if ebizwa or ezibiza yena ngokuthi unpatriotic, umuntu onjani loyo? Because if you are unpatriotic, it means you dislike your country. You are even bold to say you are not patriotic. You want your country to be destroyed by people you don't know. Look at what happened a few days ago or a few weeks ago. A man that is wanted in Malawi was exposed because of Ama Patriots, because of the same news, who confronted that man without even knowing that this man is a fugitive, this man is a wanted from Malawi. He's an alleged serial unaliver from Malawi. He ran away from Malawi since 2015, running away from his cases. Exactly the same thing esihlezi sikhuluma ngayo ukuthi, why are you opening the gates for people you don't know? You don't even know why they ran away, where they are coming from. How many people did they unalive, grave, or whatever horrible things that they are running away from, wherever they are coming from? But we will be told you dislike foreigners, you are xenophobic, because you are jealous, because you are lazy, because you are this and that. Who was taking care of this country before all these criminals arrived in South Africa? Who was working in those hotels? Who was cleaning the cities? Who was a domestic worker, a gardener, a security, before all these things happened of the influx of illegal immigrants, even legal immigrants? Who was a teacher, a doctor that time? Because this thing started after 1994 of flooding of Africans to this place. Who was working for the white people in this country? Who was building all these roads, houses, bridges? Is it not South Africans? Before 1994, this country was only receiving scarce skills. Not everyone, not all these ubuzane, littering everywhere, selling tomatoes, pouring water on the streets, everywhere is smelling today in South Africa. Why? Because we have this kind of government who dislike the country. I don't know why all these people who are coming from outside South Africa, even these leaders, why are they all so dirty? Why are they all disliking into a clean? Because we've heard that all of them are related to these other African countries. They are not originally from South Africa. That is why they allow this littering and dirty in this country. No South African like to see dirt, whether black, white, Indian or colored. If that person is an original South African, that person will dislike to see something dirty. Before 1994, it was not even easy to throw a can of cold drink on the street because there were dustbins everywhere. Every street light, every pole was having a dustbin attached to it, where you will throw, whether you are drinking, whatever you are eating an apple, you throw inside the dustbin, because once they see you throwing everywhere, or you just pee. And look at South Africa today. South Africa is smelling of urine. All over the place is urine. Why? Because where they are coming from, they urinate everywhere. They do number two everywhere. We've seen, even in Lagos, in the middle of a highway, you'll see a man bending down there doing number two. And we are expecting those people to stay in a civilized country like South Africa. Of course, it's their culture. Look at their towns, where they are coming from, their markets. It's flies everywhere. Everywhere is smelling. It's a chaos. Kungcolile, there's no hygiene. And this is what they are doing here. Look at De Villiers Street in Johannesburg. Look at West Street. Look at all the places in even small towns nowadays are smelling, are overcrowded. There's no pavement anymore where you can walk. They are selling amaniginigi everywhere in this country. And we are expected to keep quiet. This is not our culture. We are not used to these things. They must leave us alone. They must go and do all these things back in their countries, because it's their culture, it's their nature to stay ey'ndaweni njengey'ngulube. They must not force us to accept these strange cultures of theirs. No, we cannot. We have our own cultures, as they are always saying, we walk naked, we do this and this, we drink alcohol. It's our life in our own country. We don't disturb anyone. We respect other countries. All those things that are our own culture, or that's whatever we like to do, we do it in our own country. We can never accept something that is so strange to us. Never. So nje, you have to accept ukuthi you are not from here. You will never be South Africans. You just have to go back home and be comfortable at home. Because really, enye into ebuhlungu ukuthi you are calling South Africa a xenophobic country. You are calling South Africa a high crime zone. You are calling South Africans very dangerous. But at the same time, you don't want to go. You don't want to leave. Why are your people making a lot of noise back home about South Africans that are violent? South Africans are unaliving you in South Africa. They are xenophobic. They are doing all these things. They are jealous of you. Why are they not advising you to come back home? What are you doing in South Africa? What are you still doing in a dangerous country? You have children here, but you don't care about them. These kids are attending schools, our own schools. They are all over the place. Universities, primary school, even preschool. Those ones who are attending preschool, they are there. We know where they are. Even those who are owning tuck shops, we know they are sleeping there. They stay there. But because we are not wicked like you, we don't do all these things you are doing. If bese wicked njengani, ngabe sibashisela phakathi because siyabazi ukuthi bahlala phakathi. Awukaze uzwe kuthiwa in South Africa, for you to see ukuthi singabantu abaphilayo and abathanda abantu. We respect human beings. We respect the rights of human beings. And when self as a foreigner, you are always telling us that South Africa has ubuntu, even their constitution, even all these things. You are telling us we have ubuntu. So if really South Africa is that dangerous, we are that wicked, why are we not why singashisi lama tuck shop enu njengoba ephakathi kwemphakathi? And siyazi ukuthi umuntu olala laphayana umuntu olala yedwa, hayi ukuthi kulala ibutho labantu leyinsizwa laphayana, kulala umuntu oyedwa. If besifuna ukuyiqeda lento yena ema-tuck shop, besizovele senze, it's very easy. It's very easy. ESouth Africa sisebenzisa ama-petrol bomb. Vele kuyaziwa ukuthi i-culture yase-South Africa ukuthi makuliwa kusetshenziswa ama-petrol bomb. Kusho why singavele siqonde laphayana senze into ethule, because phela uthula msindo lowo. And if vele besingakwenza, siyazi ukuthi ngabe kade nahamba, ngoba into eniyizele ngalama-tuck shop vele i-syndicate yezinto enizenzayo enenza ngazo ama-millions, ama-billions in this country. Taking away our opportunities, taking away everything, taking everything away from us. Jobs, no jobs for South African. Okay, because we are not employed, we are no longer employed. Zimbabweans, Basotho, Malawans, they're taking our jobs. Okay, let's turn to small businesses. Ethiopians, Bangladeshis are blocking everything there. They are blocking everywhere. They don't want us to do business. As I told you guys, my own story, my own experience with these people. I told those who started watching me like 2 years ago, You will remember the story I told you ukuthi I was running mina a tuck shop. It was not just a tuck shop. It was a big shop. It started as a tuck shop, but it ended up being something else because it was I ended up selling fast food like fried chips, amagwinya, Russian, and all these things. On top of that, there was a guy, a neighbor who was unemployed. I decided to buy a price stand. We started ukwenza inyama, sishisa, kugcwala abosomatekisi, taxi drivers, bese beza bezogcwala bezothenga ebusuku ngabo-9 angikakavali because amatekisi during that time vele isikhathi sebebuya, abanye abafuni abapheki angithi. They don't cook. Some of them, they're just staying alone, their wives or whatever. They are not from the same township. So they just came for umsebenzi. Bazofika ebusuku, buying izinto abazolala beyidlile, maybe boma fried chips, and my business was booming. Everything was okay. Unfortunately, because I was paying rent, laba bafika ama-Ethiopians because sisebezwile ukuthi they had their own shops far away from me, but as soon as they heard ukuthi there's a South African running a shop and the shop is booming, they just decided to come looking for a place very close to me. They look for a place because as South Africans vele ke siyazondana. A neighbor, a front opposite, made sure ukuthi vele uyangidestroya wabanika igarage. A neighbor decided to rent out the garage. Then that's how the war started. Not a physical war, a business war now. South Africans, ngiyawasaba ama-South Africans. They decided to turn against me because of ama-Ethiopians asefikile. Abantu, I've been with these people for I don't know, for a long time. I was trying my best ukuthi abekho abantu kwi-neighborhood ozothi mayifika kimi ezothatha izinto on credit ngithi no. Noma ngabe kuthiwa izinto ziyabheda kanjani, I was making sure ukuthi bathuma iy'ngane, go to auntie because abantwana vele bebengibiza ngo-auntie. Go to auntie, tell auntie to give you 2 loaves of bread. Go to auntie, tell auntie ukuthi ngicela ngiboleke i-20 rand. I want to use it to go to work tomorrow. I don't have, all those things. Besiphila as a community, peaceful nabantu. It was not my area. I was just renting the shop. Things just changed. Bese ngihlala. I was just opening the shop, sitting there for the whole day. Nothing. I started reducing manje isitokwe because abantu abasathengi. And remember, these Ethiopians were my front opposite neighbor. We are facing each other with them. I see my customers passing my shop, going to these Ethiopian shops, buying there. Some of them, they will be like feeling ashamed, coming to me to say, hi, no, you don't have to worry. It's because we take so many things on. We don't want you ukuthi sikucekele phansi sithathe izinto ey'ningi. Yini engizoyisho? Ayikho into engizoyisho vele mase besho kanjalo. Before besathatha kimi on credit, they did not think ukuthi bazongiwisa esitolo. But now because Ethiopians are there, sebeyasaba ukuthi bazongiwisa. That is why they decided to go and take from those Ethiopians. Bahamba kancane kancane, one by one until it was over. Even a best friend of mine, a guy who was working as a security, and next door there was a security company, and next door, even himself decided to. I was so shocked, guys. So mina if ungizwa ngikhuluma ngalabantu, I'm speaking from my experience. I know them very well. I know how they operate. So nje guys, ibhlungu lento yokuthi njengamanje njengoba ungizwe esefacene ngalesi simo lesi bese kuzoba khona abantu who are laughing, claiming ukuthi he burnt down his own house, saying all sorts of horrible things about umuntu ofana nokuthi ukwi-mourning, ulahlekelwe, ufelwe ngendlela okwenzeke ngayo izinto. Kunabantu nje abakhuluma izinto ezibuhlungu nani ukuthi ubefuna ukuthi athole ama-donation. Ungashisa umuzi wakho, even if ke uhlanya ngaleyo ndlela leyo ukuthi ubufuna how do you know ukuthi lawo ma-donations uma uwathola will reach imali, i-value yezinto zakho ey'lahlekile? How do you know? Lo muntu phela ungaboni ngoba kuse-village laphayana. I hope niwabonela ama-video or iy'thombe zomuzi before, because right now ngoba usushile kanje akusabonakala. It's not even clear ukuthi it was a very beautiful home, a village home. Kwakhiwe kunayo yonke into according to information ukuthi kunama-plasma endlini, ama-fridge, ama-sofa, ama-modern round lezi zindlu vele zasemakhaya, but the modern ones. He spent a lot of money to build and furnish his home. So for him to burn down his home and everything in it because he's expecting people to donate for him, it doesn't make sense. What if he spent 500,000 to do all those things there, maybe to build houses, buying furniture and everything, then the donation will be maybe 30,000. Does it make sense? I don't think so. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, to like and share the video. Bye.